So today we will discuss some important formulas related to solid state physics. So first table which I am going to discuss is about the crystal structure in three-dimensional. Okay, you don't need to remember lot of things. Okay, the things which are very important, I am only discussing those, because you see, more the amount of formulas you will remember, more is the probability that you may forget. So just try to avoid some extra information which are not so important. Okay, you can give them priority, but after you have completed the important points. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so we will start with, I'm deleting this so that the whole table can come in one single page only. Okay, first, cubic. These are all in three-dimensional. Okay, tetragonal, orthorhombic, okay, okay, cubic, tetragonal, orthorhombic, then trigonal, then hexagonal, monoclinic, and triclinic. You just need to know only two things. Okay, the relation between A, B, C, and the relation between alpha, beta, gamma. Let me delete this. Okay, so C. Okay, so for cubic, the lattice constant, that is the three sides, A is equals to B equals to C. Okay, and the angle between them, that is alpha, beta, gamma, is 90 degree. Okay, for tetragonal, A equals to B, not equals to C. See how to remember. First we have to remember this sequence. Okay, how will you remember? Remember this thing, C T O T H M T. You have to remember this, C T O T H M T. Okay, this you have to just remember. Then you see, in my first term, all the three are equal. Second, B is not equal to C. Third, this is as it is. Again, A is not equals to B. Again, the fourth one, you will repeat this. A equals to B equals to C. This whole set will be repeated. Okay. Then A equals to B not equals to C. Then A not equals to B not equals to C. And at last, that is triclinic, which is also called wild structure, because here all is A is not equals to B not equals to C. Again, alpha is not equals to beta not equals to gamma. Okay. For tetragonal, see, this is for first three. Okay, this for first three, this is same, alpha, beta equals to gamma, 90 degree. Again this. Okay, in case of trigonal, see, only one thing has to be changing. Fine, when these three are equal, then this one will change. Alpha is equals to beta equals to 90 degree, but gamma not equals to 90 degree. Okay, in case of hexagonal, again same, alpha is beta equals to 90 degree, but gamma has got a fixed value, that is 120 degree. Okay, in case of monoclinic, alpha equals to gamma equals to 90 degree, and beta is not equals to 90 degree. That is, beta is not equals to alpha and beta, alpha and gamma. Okay, so again you see, you have to remember this, C T O T H M T. Okay, first this 3, then after, when these three sides are equal, again we will follow the sequence. Okay, so this sequence is followed again in this way, and triclinic is called a wild structure, because here neither the A is not equals to B not equals to C, again alpha is not equals to beta not equals to gamma. Okay, and here first three we will have the same values, that is alpha equals to beta equals to gamma equals to 90 degree. Okay, and here alpha equals to beta equals to 90 degree, gamma not equals to 90 degree. And here alpha equals to beta equals to 90 degree and gamma equals to 120 degree. Fine. And here alpha is equals to gamma equals to 90 degree and beta is not equals to 90 degree. That means beta is not equals to alpha and gamma. Okay. Take the screenshot of it or write in your copy. This is a very important table. Okay. So next we will discuss another important table, that is, okay, let me discuss some important points also. I will write here only in this page only. That is the interplanar distance DHKL, okay, where HK and L are Miller indices, okay. See, here I am discussing the important formulas. If you have any problem or if you have any doubt regarding the physical, the theory behind this, then you can let me know, okay. I will also make a theory lecture regarding this, fine. Since your exams are coming very close, that's why I am making some lectures which are consisting only of important formulas, which will be surely very helpful for you. Fine. So interplanar distance D for simple cubic. Now simple cubic we know A equals to B equals to C. Then the interplanar distance will be 1 by root H by A square plus K by B square plus L by C square. Now if I substitute this value, what will I get? A by H square plus K square plus L square. You can also say B or C because A, B, C both are having all are having the same values, right? For orthorhombic, now you see for orthorhombic A is not equals to B, not equals to C, right? So for orthorhombic we will say all the three individual values for orthorhombic will be different. So DHKL will be what? 1 by root H by A square plus K by B square plus L by C square. So this is my value for orthorhombic. Okay. Okay. For hexagonal we have a different value. These three are the most important. For hexagonal we have 4 by 3 H square plus HK plus K square by A square plus L square by C square. Fine. So this is a different value which you have to remember. Fine. For you have to remember my interplanar distance for SC, for orthorhombic, for hexagonal. Okay. And you have to remember CTOT, HMT for this table. Fine. Okay. So next important table which we are going to discuss is related to our Fermi energy in 1D, 2D, 3D. Fine. There are many important terms which you need to remember, like the expression of Fermi energy, momentum, velocity, density of state, number of states, specific heat. So I will tell you the trick formulas for specific heat, okay? For specific heat, that is CV, at 1D, 2D and 3D, CV is proportional to T to the power D by S, where D is the dimension and S is what? C. In case of fermions, we write P square by 2m. We write H cross square K square by 2m. This 2 is the value of S. In case of boson, we write E equals to Pc. So here the value of S is what? 1. So for 1D it is T 1 by 2, correct? For 2D it is T 2 by 2. For 3D it is T 3 by 2 for fermions. For bosons it will be T 1 by 1, T 2 by 1, T 3 by 1. That is T, T square and T cube. Okay. This is how to remember the value of specific heat. Okay, now we will write the value of our Fermi energy EF, its momentum PF, velocity VF, and the most important thing is again, total energy at T equals to 0 Kelvin in terms of EF. Okay, this four are the most important for 1D, 2D, and okay, I'm rubbing this 3D. Fine. The only thing which you need to know is what the value of K. This value of K in 1D, 2D, and 3D. Okay. Where should I write? Okay, I'm writing it here. The value of K for 1D, 2D, and 3D. For 1D it is n pi by 12. Okay. It is 2n pi by A. A is obviously the area. 3 pi square n by V. Just you have to remember this. This is also easy. See 2D, so area, 3D, so volume. Okay. N pi by 12, 2n pi by A, and 3 pi square n by V. Fine. Now we know what EF in case of fermions is H cross square K square by 2m. Correct? So for 1D, what will I get? H cross square by 2m is fixed. You have to remember only the value of K. So n pi by 12 K square. So I will get here square. Again this value, this is a constant term. 2n pi by A square and 3 pi square n by V square. Now another important thing, since this is 1D, so this time it will be in the denominator. 2D, so in the denominator. 3D, so we will get 3 in the denominator. So this is the important thing which you need to know. Fine. Now we need to find the value of PF. Okay, that is our Fermi momentum. Okay, we know the PF can be found as H cross KF. These are the corresponding KF, right? Basically we need to just express all our quantities in terms of KF. That is our number of modes. So that we need to remember less. Okay. Now Fermi momentum is H cross KF. So clearly we can write H cross n pi by 12. Okay. In this case we will write H cross. In case of two-dimensional, the value of K is what? 2n pi by A. Correct? So in case of 2D, we will write it as H cross 2n pi by A, and in case of 3D the value of K is what? 3 pi square n by V. So we will write H cross 3 pi square n by V. Okay. And the value of the power, that is for 1D, 2D, and 3D for Fermi momentum, this one will be n pi by 12 to the power 1, and this one will be to the power half, and this one will be to the power 1 by 3. That is our 1D, 2D, and 3D, this will be 1 by 1. If you see the similarity, 1 dimensional, 2 dimensional, and 3 dimensional. Okay, so in this way we will find our Fermi momentum. Now for our Fermi velocity Vf, we know Vf can be written as what? Fermi momentum divided by mass. So simple, we can get H cross by m n pi by 12. This is 1 by 1 H cross by m 2n pi by A. Again this is half, and H cross by m 3 pi square n by V. See, it is so easy. The only thing which you need to remember is only the number of modes in 1 dimensional, 2 dimensional, and 3 dimensional. Rest this relation you know. The relation between momentum and velocity, the relation between energy and momentum. We know momentum is H cross Kf, right? So just you need to know the values of K in 1 dimensional, 2 dimensional, 3 dimensional, and you will get the whole table. Okay. In questions, in exam questions may come like any one quantity or any one variable is changing, suppose 8 times or 4 times, and they will ask you how energy is changing or how our Fermi momentum is changing. Also, you have to watch that in what dimension they have asked, in 1 dimension, 2 dimension, or 3 dimension. Okay. Now for finding total energy, in case of 1 dimensional, it is 1 by 3 EF, it is half EF, and this is 3 by 5 EF. Now this is also, there is a short trick for total energy. I will discuss this trick with you. For total energy, E, our formula is EF by 1 plus S by D. Now here S is what? 2. I already told what is S, right? Dimensional, suppose for 1 dimensional. So I will take D as 1. We will substitute these values. We will get 1 plus 2 by 1, that is EF by 3. So the value in 1 dimensional we are getting E is equals to EF by 3. For 2 dimensional, E is equals to EF 1 plus 2 by 2, that is EF by 2. In case of 3 dimensional, E is equals to EF 1 plus 2 by 3, that is 3 EF. Okay, 3F by 5. So we are getting this value for 3 dimensional. So you understood how, if you forget the main values, don't worry, you should know this and you will get the result. Okay. So today we will stop here only. We have discussed very two important tables related to solid state physics. There are many more important formulas. We will discuss it in our next lecture. Okay. Meanwhile, keep studying. For any suggestions, please let me know. Please like and subscribe my channel. Share with your friends. It will be surely helpful for them also. Okay. Thank you so much.